Hello everybody. Today I have a short and sweet tutorial on how to draw the features of the face using two different references. This first reference that we're going to be using is from the book From Drawing the Head and Hands by Andrew Loomis, and it is a perfect way to highlight something that I've noticed all of you do. Eyes are not two-dimensional. If you look at the bottom left of that reference, it says no flat plane. That means this is not an eye. Because this is flat. You can give it eyelashes, you could put an eyebrow over it. It's still flat. And this is not what we want. What we want is a three-dimensional object. Eyes are spheres. That's why they are called eyeballs, because they are legitimately circular, round spheres. And if we're going to draw an eye, much like when we set up the proportions of a face, the eye is going to be facing a direction. In this case, the eye is facing away to the left. Draw this iris a little bit bigger. Drop this back down to a comfortable size. And now that we have the iris drawn in with the pupil, we can erase most of these directional lines that we have. I'm going to fix that in a moment. But we can get rid of a lot of this. So also, because the eye is at an angle, one side of the iris is going to be larger and is the side that is closer to us, the viewer, or in this case, the artist. Now, if we look at our reference here to the left, we are drawing an eye that is facing the other direction. So this right here would be a very good reference for us, along with this eye here on this character down below, because it is facing the other way. So the eye lid isn't going to be all the way back here. It's going to start here. And it's going to go up first. And then it's going to descend like so. Whenever you looked at someone's eyes, you probably have noticed that the closer area to the nose is where the eyes are the widest, and the area to the sides of the face is where it gets thinner. So, same thing on the bottom. Or actually, the bottom is more of a straight line, because the bottom of your eyelid isn't very animated. So while it's going to wrap around your eye, it's not going to have this big contour to it. Then we've got the eyelid here, and this is just going to be the shape of the eye on the face. Let's erase some of these lines. Let's erase this, erase this, erase all that. Thin this up a little bit. We can actually thin all of this up a little bit. Let's get rid of this line here. So this is someone who's looking away and to the side. Now if we were drawing a face, right here would be the nose. So a lot of this would get lost to the nose. You wouldn't see that part right there. And this is the perfect opportunity for us to move into properties of the nose. So let's get rid of this. And let's pull up this guy. Your nose is going to have an M shape to it. The front of the nose is circular and has a lot of body to it. So your nose is going to go down, and then it's going to bulge out a little bit because this is where all of that detail is. Again, we're drawing at an angle, so if we look down here, this line is what I've just done. There's another line like it on this side to describe the front of the nose, and then right here is going to be a nostril, and then over here the nostril will just be closer because, again, we're drawing a face at an angle. Drawing a face from the front, if you look at this bottom here and these templates, a nose from the front basically has a dip and then nostril, nostril, and then the sides of the nostrils. Boom, boom. This is your basic nose when you're drawing from the front. I've just translated it to go from the side here. So let's get rid of that. Let's complete the nose tip here. Is your nose always going to have a tip like that? No. We could very easily change this. We could make the front of the nose more bulbous. We could make it more narrow. Again, it's whatever you are trying to make your particular character look like at the time of your drawing. But for this case, we're going to leave it kind of where we had it so that we can move forward into drawing a mouth. Now, something you're going to notice is our character here, or a person, has their face at an angle. So the mouth, while we look at this reference, it's going to have that same M shape that the nose has. We're going to be doing more of a quarter view, somewhere in between. So our mouth is, first off, we have the space right underneath the nose that leads down to the lips. So this is the divot of the top lip right here. Widen it up a little bit, and then take it out to the side like so. Again, the way you decide to detail your lip, the sharpness of it, the softness, roundness, whatever you do is going to dictate based off of your character. But what you need to do is simply decide what it's going to look like ahead of time and stick to it. Bottom lip, not connected to the sides because the color of your lip fades. And if we wanted to have that three-dimensional aspect to it, here's some contour lines to help with that three-dimensionality. It will help with you when you're starting to add in your details. But your three-dimensionality is going to come from those contours. Looking at these basic templates. Again, if we're drawing from the front, top lip, usually narrow. Bottom lip, usually where all the body is. When you look at most people, bottom lip's going to have more weight to it than the top lip will. I'm going to erase some of this just because our person's looking like a crazy old man with all of the lines in the mouth. Bring our cheekbone down. This is now our jaw. And then give ourselves a chin. Bring this back to the final part of our face. I'm not going to draw the other eye today, but the final part of our face is an ear. Remember what we talked about before. Your ear is going to be from the center of your eye line, and it's going to extend down to the bottom of your nose. Angle this up a little bit. All right, get some neck down here. And let's scooch this over just a tad. So, ears. Using our template here, the ear almost has a question mark shape to it. So, wide at the top, narrow at the bottom. Your earlobe. Now, earlobes can be very contentious, right? Because they could either have this line that separates them and is very distinct, or sometimes your earlobe has no line and it's just connected to the side of your head, like so. Whichever way you decide to draw your character is up to you. But the inside of the ear, this piece of cartilage here goes up and fades right around here. Get that out of here. You have another kind of piece of cartilage right in here. And then you have lines within your ear that kind of go something like that. And then this would be the opening of your ear. There's a lot more to it than what I've shown you today, but at the end of the day, how you draw each of these features really depends on what it is you are trying to draw. These references will be included in your lesson, and I hope that you will use them properly so that we can have very realistic looking and three-dimensional looking features of faces. That's all I've got for you today. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing what all of you create this week.